Okay, the White House creating an uproar among female athletes and their families proposing changes to Title IX. Joining us now, Asra Nomani. She's a senior fellow at the International Women's Network, a senior contributor at The Federalist, and a former Wall Street Journal reporter and journalist. Asra, there's a lot of emotions around this story. You're a journalist in training. Can you break this down for us? What's going on?
Oh my gosh. So, this phenomena of girls in sports has become a part of our adulthood and our childhood really for the last 50 years, because this wonderful thing called Title IX was created that was meant to end sex discrimination in schools. So that's how we got a flourishing of athletic sports for girls and women in college and then K through 12. But unfortunately, in recent years, we've had this entire lobbying effort by a community that wants to make sure that transgender biological boys that self-identify as girls can compete in girls' sports. This is the end of girls and women's sports if this is continued. And yesterday, of all days, the anniversary of Title IX, the Biden administration put forward proposed language where they are going to basically consider this idea of biological boys being able to compete in girls' sports.
So even women's groups were protesting this in D.C. yesterday. This sounds like a really well-funded campaign to do, an aggressive campaign to do, change the wording in Title IX, right?
Absolutely. I mean, this is, being fomented by interest groups, and it's happening in states all across the country, school districts all across the country. One of the towels that was put out yesterday was "Our Bodies, Our Sports," and 39 women athletes and advocates stepped forward. Some of them came from the lesbian rights organization. Some of them came from a radical women's feminist organization, because all women and girls can recognize that competing against boys is a direct threat against a woman's and a girl's ability to succeed in this world. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, sports, scholarships, you've got endorsements. We had this amazing skateboarder there yesterday, and she testified to how she ended up losing at a Red Bull competition to a boy who was self-identifying as a girl. We had swimmers, we had a lacrosse mom, a volleyball mom who rode with me to the rally, and she told me about how the coach at her high school said that they just needed to let the ball hit the floor when this biological boy spiked, because already 5 concussions had been tallied just because of his hits.
That's
girls
dangerous.
And women are amazing and powerful, but yeah, it's a safety issue. We had a Taekwondo coach who said she gets her girls, when they have to compete against biological boys, to just scratch.
It's
because
insanity.
She said,
this is
I remember her
crazy.
Quote, safety, safety, safety.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Why?
It's
so
unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. Let's listen to your point. It's unfair, too. A female athlete in Tennessee. Let's listen to what she had to say after she was forced to compete against biological males. Watch.
I feel like I lost a lot of my confidence because I felt like the race was over before I even began, and so I knew that I needed to stand up and speak out and tell my story and hope that other female athletes would do the same.
So there's that, and there's also this, Asra. We have people are stepping up along with what you're doing. International Swimming Federation voted to approve a new policy restricting most transgender athletes from competing in elite women's aquatic competitions. And there's something going on with the International Rugby League too, right?
Yeah, same thing. People are coming to their common sense now, and unfortunately, that young girl who testified, so brave and so courageous. They want to be competing, they want to be training, and here they are now, public spokespeople for their sport. And they are remarkable. I couldn't have imagined at such a young age taking on such a big issue. But Liz, this crazy jacket that I'm wearing is because when I was a girl, it was late 1970s, and I ran cross country. They didn't have a girls' team at Morgantown High School, so I had to run JV. 4 years on the JV team meant you got a letter. My senior year, my knee went out and I couldn't get my letter. So yesterday, I made myself this little letterwoman's jacket, and an amazing lacrosse mom named Dee Dee put it on me, and now I have my own letterwoman's jacket.
I could see it with duct tape. It's funny.
Competitor just... Yes, exactly. DIY letterwoman's jacket. But Liz, you know what she said, this young athlete, is exactly true. I didn't go on to win gold medals. You know my life story.
Yeah.
But I did have to go out there in the world, right, Liz, and speak with confidence. Even go before the camera now and speak. These were all fears that I had. But when I was a runner, I would look at the top of the hill to my goal. And that's what athletics gives every young girl and boy. And every transgender child should also be supported and affirmed in this world, but not by taking the place of a girl or woman in sports.